Yeah.
Yeah, so we're back from General Session at 3D Experience World. We're here at the SolidWorks Live booth in the 3D Experience Playground with Mike, Mark, and Jesse. Mike, sorry. Welcome, Mike. You guys were just on General Session out there in front of 5,000 enthusiastic engineers telling some pretty cool stories that everybody got to watch on the live stream. So what do you think about our audience here and their enthusiasm for engineering and design?
Yeah, it is quite amazing. We get just as excited, so we're part of that crew. We're not separated. Yeah, no, it is quite amazing. I mean, seeing all the people, and this whole hall is going to fill up now, in the playground here too. So, pretty big deal.
My first time here, seeing all this stuff. So, yeah, mind blowing. Everything's happening.
Yeah, so Mike, your background's a little bit different than like probably the typical engineers here, right? Tell the folks at home if they didn't get a chance to tune in this morning about your background, because it's a little bit unique.
It is. I mean, my background is, I'm an athlete.
Handheld mic, here you go.
Oh, we don't have audio here.
Oh, is it on?
There we go.
Check. Can you hear it
turn
now?
on. That's it.
I think we got to be on here. Are we on?
Just be the slide.
All right, we're on.
All right.
Sorry.
We'll try this way.
Right.
Yeah, so my story's a little bit different. My background as a professional athlete started with racing snowmobiles. And, my second passion in life is being in the shop fabricating things. And so when my injury happened in 2008 while competing on snowmobile, I just looked back at all my experiences and problem solving, and I decided that because I couldn't find the available equipment to get me back into action, prosthetic equipment, I just took it upon myself to create my own tools to keep me moving forward.
You're the epitome of an innovator, having to come up and solve a challenge for a very specific need in this case. And we deal with a lot of customers who they have the resources of an entire company to go about creating and bringing a product to market, where you kind of looked at what are the tools I have at my disposal and how do I solve this problem, right?
Yeah, I was kind of the perfect guy for the job, because with my background in being in the shop all the time and being an athlete, understanding body mechanics and what needs to be done, I took all those experiences, put them together, and started drawing pictures. Just a few months after my injury happened, and got it to the point to where it worked for me, got me back on the racetrack. But then I realized that I could just help so many others, and at that point I needed to figure out how to better the designs.
Yep.
And bring it into 3D models, and that's where Jesse and Mark come in.
Yeah. So tell us how you guys kind of came together with this design here.
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Mike. Hands down, my favorite customer. It's when we set up a design review and he comes down, I never know what he's bringing. He's like, I'm bringing the motorbike, we're gonna go moto after. I'm bringing the mountain bike, and we're going mountain biking after.
He brought a gold and silver medal in to show us the actual gold medals.
Yeah.
That was the first for us.
On the table, and I'm like,
Olympic gold medal.
I'm like, you should have some security with your stuff here. He's like, no, he just sets them on the table, and I'm like, can you even touch it?
Cool.
Can I? I didn't even know if you could pick it up, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
So we're talking about Mike and solving a problem to get back on the dirt bike and the snowmobile. He more than solve a problem. 10 times X Game gold medalist. That's more than solving a problem. That's solving the problem and then shooting for the moon after that. And then obviously with the Paralympics, gold and silver too. It's pretty impressive.
So what were some of the design things that you wanted to bring to Center for Advanced Design to improve your design? What were some of the specifics that you wanted to work with them to? You said you kind of wanted to take it to the next level with them. What were some of those things that you wanted to work with them to do?
Yeah, I think that the first challenge was the VersaFoot that we started working on, and so my original designs, I'm drawing them in 2 dimensions, and so the parts are kind of created in 2 dimensions with plates. Yep. And connecting rods and plates between them. And so the first thing that we kind of came up with was making an extruded part for the ankle frame, and then also another one for the foot frame.
Okay.
And so everything kind of revolved around those 2 pieces initially, and we came out with the VersaFoot in 2012. And part of the reason we went into 3D modeling was for a video production we were doing at that time too, and the producers like, we need 3-dimensional models of this so we can put it in the video, and that's kind of what fast-tracked everything from the beginning.
And is this what like kind of led to the evolution of the biodat that we're kind of seeing around the entire convention here this week? Is that, or was there an iterative step that it took to kind of get to that point yet?
Go ahead.
I think you're always. I mean, Mike's always working on this. It's never just done, you know. And
right.
I think that's why we like working with him as an inventor so much, because he's so hands-on. He can come to us and give us hard numbers of what we need to achieve. So he'll come in with the part and say, I had 2 of these fail. I need 30% more strength out of this. Well, we know what to do with that now. We've got the tools to figure that out, and then we can come back and propose solutions for him. So,
FEA and validation, simulation. Yep.
And you guys are doing everything with the SolidWorks tools, right?
correct.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, like, when you looked at this, so that's an example, you needed to strengthen something on there. What's an example? Like, did you have like a failure case that you ran into, or was it, I want to push this further and harder? Well, what drove that?
Yeah, I mean, it's different for each product that we worked on together. Right now, it's been three components: the VersaFoot, the Moto Knee, and then a ski foot that we're working on as well. And some of it is creating these 3D models so we can check clearances or range of motion. Or I'll tell them, like, I need this ankle to have 32 degrees range of forward motion, and then they can simulate that. So all my stuff uses a Fox mountain bike shock. So we've got a given amount of travel for the shock, and then they can model it around that travel and keep it in the space needed, and trim and cut and expand and pull and shape and everything as it's needed, and then run strength analysis on it too, which came into play here just fairly recently.
So Mike needs the parts to be as lightweight as possible and also be as strong as possible. So obviously, the simulation software that we're able to run, validation on or optimize the design really comes in handy. There's been a few components that instead of talking with our hands, we can just show you.
Bring it right up on stage here.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah. So the bare metal or bare aluminum parts on the ankle and right here are our new parts that we're just testing right now. They're prototypes that I've been working with for a long time, but we wanted to bring them to the next level and create them to kind of connect the whole system together.
Okay. And one of the things you talked about on stage, so you guys have used SolidWorks in the past to do this, but more recently, you guys have been looking at using some of our tools that are available on the 3D Experience platform as well. You're looking at creating what was the term you called for it? Your everyday wear, what did you call that?
Oh, my everyday cruiser, my everyday walking leg.
Yeah.
Which, works very good for everyday ambulation up to a slow jog. But yeah, every this takes place of everything else. But we wanted to come up with a cool, unique design, a cover for it.
Yeah.
And so Jesse kind of took the lead on that. I said I wanted it to be have inspiration from the Moto Knee design. The triangular shape and the roller slots there.
Yeah.
And then we kind of like Marvel. Iron Man too. So that was definitely inspiration behind it as well.
Iron Man's the best superhero. He's just an engineer. That's all his problem. He doesn't have superpowers.
That's the best. That's the best.
He pays for everything, is what he says, right?
Right. Yeah.
If you're here at the show too, the VersaFoot, if you want to see it up close, it's right over in the 3D Experience platform area, right in the very center of the room.
Yeah.
And then over at the shop floor, they're making a lot of these parts.
Yeah, it's a really cool opportunity. Everywhere you kind of go around the show floor, you're actually going to have an opportunity to kind of see this everywhere. And in fact, I think with what they're doing with Model Mania, they're providing an opportunity for people to like kind of collaborate, maybe come up with an alternative cover for the front of this or something.
Awesome.
You should definitely go check that out.
Yeah, we need to get over there. I didn't know that.
Yeah, how cool is that? We walked in yesterday, and we see my leg being in simulation on some of the screens over there, and on the back corner, we got CNC machines cutting parts. I'm like, this is awesome.
It's everywhere. It is very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the coolest things about this is you're talking about riding in motocross and kind of designing a foot to help you. That actually just, when I look at this, I'm like, this looks like part of what I would expect on a motocross bike itself. Like, it just seems so natural. Kind of the design almost feels like it's art follows function, I should say, more than form follows function. So
yeah, it that's how I looked at it. I needed to create suspension for my legs, and my experience as a racer, like, I was always in tune with suspension components. So when this situation happened to me, I'm like, I need suspension for my leg so I can jump my motocross bike again.
Yeah.
And so that's what it was, kind of based on or around similarities to it.
I think one of the nice parts too is that if you do get into a wreck, mountain biking or something like that, there's some of the components you can just peel off, unbolt them and then bolt the ones back on.
I take a wreck, I break my leg, I can go grab the spare out of the trailer and get back at it. Definite
Luckily
positive.
you never wrecked though, right? So that
maybe there's a few advantages here or there, right?
Yeah, you got to take what you can get.
All right. Well, I want to thank all of you for joining us here at SolidWorks Live today.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. I know our engineers are excited to see this product, see how the different tools on the 3D Experience platform are being leveraged to highlight the capabilities in the shop floor. Do you guys have anything you're going to go do and see while you're here?
The Mania now.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was that. For sure, we're
Mania.
checking that. That's where we're
Yeah,
going
all right.
next.
That sounds good.
Well, thanks so much for joining us here. For those tuning in at home, we're going to be right back in just a few moments with Charles Schultz. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks
Jeremy.
so much.